Clause 3.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 3 be part of the bill. Honorable members, there is no amendment to clause 3. I therefore put the question that clause 3 be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause. Clause 4.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 4 be part of the bill. There is an amendment by the chairperson.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, I propose that clause 4 be amended as per the order paper. And the input of this amendment, Honorable Chair, is just to align the role of the county government on matters relating to the fisheries, and also further to expand the scope of the county government to include also the matters of blue economy.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 4 be amended as proposed by the chairperson. Yes. Honorable Millie.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, just because this bill is pretty big and we are moving very fast, and because of the time we are supposed to actually sit and harmonize with the committee, but we didn't, I would just want to encourage the Chair in good faith where they've adopted, because there are some of my proposed amendments which have they taken in. So I just wanted to know, because I've seen generational and gender equity as the committee has taken. I don't know if they have taken the other ones. For instance, my proposed amendment by creating a subclause M, which takes care of artisanal fishers, which in Kijaluo we call the Jolupo. Have we taken care of Jolupo, Jonam?
Chairperson.
Honorable Chair, many of the proposed amendments by the Honorable Millie, we have incorporated many of them there, like the clause 4, which she's also has an amendment. I want to agree with Honorable Millie that the committee incorporated that amendment. Yes.
So, Honorable Millie, we drop your proposed amendment to the clause in consequence thereof. Yes. Honorable members, that being the case, I now put the question that clause 4 be amended as proposed. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Yes, honorable members, I now put the question that clause 4 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 5.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 5 be part of the bill. Chairperson.
Honorable Chair, clause 5 be amended as per the order paper, and this is a deletion, Honorable Chair, on clause 5 of the bill, which the clause 5 was about the Fisheries Advisory Council, which, Honorable Chair, the Cabinet, sometime back last year, there are some institutions under the State Department of Fisheries, Honorable Chair, which were collapsed and merged. And one among is the Fisheries Advisory Council. So we are deleting.
Yeah, honorable members, I propose the question that clause 5 be amended as proposed. The Honorable Makali Mulu. And maybe before you speak to the proposed amendment, Honorable Makala Mulu, may I guide Honorable Millie that if this amendment is passed, your amendment will not be proposed because there will be no provision. Okay. Yes, Honorable Makali Mulu.
Yeah, thank you, Honorable Chairman. Honorable Chairman, I've listened to the Honorable Kagogo, while the deletion might be just several, I'm just wondering, are you only deleting it because they were merged, or is it because there's no value addition? Because if there was value addition by this advisory council, then you could still have it in this, so long as it will add value to the whole process. I would want to hear, is it because it's just a merger, or you think the purposes and whatever work was expected of them will be done by the lower level?
The chairperson, you may clarify.
Honorable Chairman, the Fisheries Advisory Council was there in the previous government. And this one, because at that time, we didn't have a state department for blue economy and fisheries. It was just a department in the office of the president called the Advisory Council, which was advising the president on issues fisheries. But now, as a government, we have a ministry and also a state department in charge of blue economy and fisheries, which is now handling all those issues the Advisory Council were doing then.
Thank you, Honorable Millie Odhiambo.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, of course, at the face of it, actually, an advisory council would be good because it's more permanent, and when other governments come, they may not prioritize a department. However, if you actually look at the way it was crafted, there were so many conflicting mandates. And so one has to give way. And because one has to give way, I think if the advisory council gives way, it's okay. So I agree with the committee, except, Chair, if you look at the amendments that I was proposing, the amendments were actually giving the mandate to this advisory council on issues to do with artisanal fishers. When this original bill that was actually declared unconstitutional by the court was brought, you could see the legislative thinking was for fishers in the ocean. It didn't think of inland waters or those who fish inland. And because of that, the mention of artisanal fishers is more accidental than deliberate. So I would want to encourage, if the committee would agree with me, I will be proposing later an amendment bringing apart specifically speaking to the welfare of artisanal fishers. Not necessarily the fund, but just the welfare, the rights of artisanal fishers. So if, because I agree with you to delete that, I hope you will also support me when I'm dealing with my Jolupo. Thank you.
Yeah, Honorable Millie, your point is made. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 5 be amended as proposed. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 5 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Yeah, honorable members, let me welcome students both in the speakers gallery and the public gallery to the house. Honorable members, in the speakers gallery, we have Mount Carmel School from Masinga constituency in Machakos County. And in the public gallery, we have Kiangweni Academy from Gichugu constituency, Kirinyaga County. Their students, their teachers, and those accompanying them are welcome to the National Assembly to observe the proceedings.
Clauses 7, or clauses 6 and 7.
Mention.
Yes.
I don't know this material, maybe you can guide us, Honorable Chairman. Clause 5, you know it was a deletion. So you have read that it should remain part of the I don't know whether that is substantial or it's something I just think, you know. But since it's a house of record, it's already in our records. I don't know what is the way forward.
Yeah, it is deleted. It is deleted. Yeah, it's not part of the bill by consequence of that decision. Yeah, honorable members, I propose that clauses 6 and 7 be part of the bill. Honorable members, there being no comments, I now put the question that clauses 6 and 7 be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 8.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 8 be part of the bill. Chairperson.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Chairman, clause 8 be amended as per the order paper, and this amendment, Honorable Chair, provides just a clarity of the functions of the Kenya Fishery Service, and aligns also the roles in line with the two levels of government, the county government and the national government. And further, Honorable Chair, the Kenya Fish Marketing Authority established under clause 2 has been deleted. In line with the Cabinet Directive on reforms of the state corporation, the amendment also, Honorable Chair, seeks to align the provisions of the directive by deleting the references to the authority and subsequent transfer of marketing authority to functions to Kenya Fisheries Service.
Yes, Honorable Millie. But Honorable Millie, before you rise on a point of order, do I propose the question?
Okay.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 8 be amended as proposed. Honorable Millie.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, just wanted to seek your direction because what the committee is seeking to do is to delete clause 8 and substitute with a new clause. And Chair had proposed amendments which don't go against what they are proposing, but there were amendments to the old clause. So how do we go about it? Because I still want to retain my amendments to that 8.
Yeah, you've done well to seek clarification from the study of the corresponding amendments and the bill. If the amendment by the committee, is approved by the House, your amendment in terms of paragraph F, L, and new paragraph PA will fall. You will therefore remain only to move amendment in respect of paragraph A.
But, Mr. Speaker, the paragraph PA is a new one.
Yes, it's a new one, but it is materially at par with the amendments being proposed by the chair, if you look at them keenly.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, Chair, you want to...
Yes, and I also want to ask Honorable Millie, Honorable Chair, but even what she was proposing, it's already captured under the clause 8C of our committee amendments. So it is in line with our clause 8C. Yes.
You are speaking in terms of what would remain.
Yes, what you wanted to do. Yes.
The amendment Honorable Millie is proposing in terms of A, you say will be covered under your clause C.
Yes, and it's covered.
Yes.
And we have captured as a committee.
Honorable Millie, if that is so, then it means your entire amendments will fall. I'm giving you time to just confirm, because
Chair, if you look at what C says, their proposed amendment is develop standards for the management of all fisheries and aquaculture activities and fishing-related activities within the scope of this act. And mine provides, ensure the appropriate development on standards on conservation management, sustainable use, development, and protection of the fisheries resources. So mine is very specific to issues of conservation and sustainable use.
Yeah, the House will treat your part of the amendment when it comes, Honorable Millie, and I think you'll give that explanation to the House at that stage. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 8 be amended as proposed. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable Millie, propose the part of your amendment that is remaining.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, this is why it's good to have Suberians around. Honorable Karoli has just alerted me that the committee's F actually mirrors exactly my proposed amendment.
Yes.
The only challenge I face is that the chair, because we did get to speak, didn't realize the passion I have for artisanal fishers. They are the reason I'm in this house. So that is why I need you to mention artisanal or jolupo by word like that, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Chair, Honorable Millie, are you dropping, therefore, your amendments?
Chair, I'm
clause
actually, there goes Karoli again. Suberians, sharp minds. He has said, look at Q, support artisanal fisheries. So the chairman is already alert to my desire. So I drop all my amendments in that clause.
Yeah, Honorable Millie, having dropped all our amendments to clause 8, I now put the question that clause 8 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 9.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 9 be part of the bill. An amendment. Yes, Chairperson.
Honorable Chair, clause 9 of the bill be amended as by the order paper. And this one, Honorable Chair, the Fish Marketing Authority established under clause 201 has been deleted in line with the Cabinet Directive on reforms of state corporations. The amendment seeks to align the provisions with the directive by deleting the reference to the authority and subsequent transfer of marketing functions to the Kenya Fisheries Service.
Yeah, honorable members, I propose the question that clause 9 be amended as proposed by the chairperson. Honorable members, I put the question. Honorable members, I put the question that clause 9 be amended as proposed by the chair. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. And there is an amendment by the Honorable Millie Odhiambo Mabona. MP, Honorable Millie, move your amendment.
Chair, I just wanted to find out, has the committee deleted 9, or you've just proposed amendments?
No, I can guide you, Honorable Millie. Clause 9 has not been deleted. They have only amended in terms of reading the provision of some words, which they say have been catered for.
Oh, okay, then Chair, if that is the case, then I will drop my proposed deleting of paragraph A and B because those were conflicting with the roles of the advisory council.
Yes.
But now that the advisory council has been removed, it's no longer necessary. And then I think the others, the committee have adopted my proposed amendments.
Yes.
So because of that, I dropped my amendments.
Thank you, Honorable Millie. The amendments proposed by Honorable Millie are dropped. And that being so, Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 9 be, as amended, be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 10.
Honorable members, I propose the question at clause 10. Is it only 10? That clause 10 be part of the bill. Chairperson.
Honorable Chair, I propose that clause 10 of the bill be amended as per the order paper, and the input of this amendment, Honorable Chair, is to align with the provisions of State Corporation Act on representative of the board, which includes the Attorney General or their representative. Further, Honorable Chair, the amendment seeks to provide a representation of the county governments in the board of the service, noting that the functions given to the service have a direct and indirect impact on the functions of the county government.
Made, Honorable Chair. Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 10 be amended as proposed. The Honorable Karoli Omondi.
Honorable Chair, I have no particular amendment on this particular clause, but I wanted to ask the Chair why they have not considered it necessary to include the ministry responsible for environmental conservation as part of the membership of the board under clause 10. Because one of the main issues about fisheries is the management of the riverine estuaries where the fish produces eggs and the younglings survive before becoming fish of the right size to be eaten. But I thought there should be some linkage between the board and the ministry responsible for environmental conservation.
Chairperson.
That interest, Honorable Chairperson, is taken care of separately by NEMA, because even the fishermen who are doing like a cage fishing, Honorable Speaker, in the lake, they must first get even an NEMA licenses. So, though there is no even harm to include, but they are taken care of separately by NEMA.
Yes, Honorable Millie Odhiambo.
Thank you, Chair. I support, except I'd wish to draw to seek the attention of the Chair. I think he's consulted. Chair of the committee.
Honorable Bowen, I was just wondering if you could clarify why under 10.1G, the proposed, Honorable Bowen, are you listening? I know men have a challenge in multitasking. Under clause 10.1G, you said 3 other persons not being public officers with the knowledge and experience in the conservation, blah, 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 appointed by the cabinet secretary. I was wondering why you do not very specifically just say those persons should be from the, BMUs, because they play a very critical role. But just like the artisanal fishers, we are giving them very minimal mention in this bill. Is it possible that you could propose that amendment to include them in? It wouldn't add the numbers, but you would actually basically do a further amendment to include one of them being a representative of the BMUs.
Honorable Chair, I take the concerns by the Honorable Millie and the Honorable Karoli Omondi, but I want to take them to the part D of the bill, which is the interagencies monitoring, control, and surveillance unit. That is page 993 of this. And you can see the representation. The representation there, Honorable Chair, if you allow me to read, is the Director General of Fisheries, who is the chair, representative of the police, representative of the judiciary, the county government, the BMUs, the representative of the NEMA, the representative of the public health and sanitation, the representative of the defense, water, wildlife, maritime. So all those agencies are there.
Yeah, Chair, would you also read clause 10C, 10.1C of the bill before amendment? Just if Honorable Karoli could be satisfied that knowledge on matters environment is catered for.
Yes, Honorable Chair, that is part C. The 5 members, these are the membership of the board. The 5 members not being public officers openly appointed by the cabinet secretary for their long-term knowledge and experience in the conservation management development. That's what you are.
Yes, and it's replaced that with specific mentions of agencies like the National Environment Management Authority. Yes, honorable members, I now put the question that clause, yes. Yes, that is Honorable Owen Bayer.
Yes, Chair. I note very interestingly that the Chair is proposing the Cabinet Secretary under 10.3, the Cabinet Secretary shall, in making appointments under subsection 1G, have regard to the principles of gender parity, age, and all that. That is under section 1G. But, Chair, if you look at the appointments in A, B, C, D, E, and even F, we have had situations where that all these principal secretaries probably come from the same gender, or probably come from the same ethnic group, or probably come from the same village. Because of the designation that they are appointed, they are already in office. So how are you going to balance that without really ensuring that we do not come to... I remember Kenya Maritime Authority at a time when they appointed like that, and all of them belonged to one tribe. All of them, from the chair, everybody. So how are you going to ensure that we don't end up with a situation like that?
Honorable Owen Bayer, I don't want that to be responded to because the response is in Article 232 of the Constitution. That is the requirement of our supreme law, that the face of the nation in terms of gender, regional, ethnic balance, integration of minorities, the youth, persons with disabilities, must be adhered to when you compose any body that is a public service body. Yes, so honorable members, permit me now, therefore, to put the question that clause 10 be amended as proposed. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 10 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 11.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 11 be part of the bill. Do you have an amendment? Chairperson.
Honorable Chair, clause 11 be amended as per the order paper. This one is just a clean-up, Honorable Chair. So it is just a draft clean-up. It's not something major.
Honorable Chair, what are you cleaning up?
If you check, Honorable Chair, we just aligning it with the provisions of drafting style and the format of the House. How normally the
thank you, Honorable Chair. The point is made. Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 11 be amended as proposed. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 11 be amended as proposed by the chairperson. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 11 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Yeah, honorable members, let me welcome visiting students from our institutions to this house. We have students in the speakers gallery. Oh, really? We have Kipsiainan Secondary from Rongai constituency, Nakuru County. And then we have Suguta Marmar School from Samburu West constituency, from the great county of Samburu. And by the way, honorable members, I'm being informed by my clerk to my right that that is his former school. Yes, yeah, stand so that you may be recognized. One of you is to my right. And honorable members, in the public gallery, we also have Toro Loquidin School from Baringo
Baringo North constituency, Baringo County, and then Emitik Academy, also from Baringo North, Baringo County. All the students, their teachers, and everybody accompanying them from the institutions are welcome to this house, the National Assembly, to observe the proceedings. Yes, I want to allow, is that Honorable Makilap? To welcome all the students to the house.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The correct pronunciation is Torolokwanin.
Yes.
Boarding primary school. And Torolokwanin. Milo diamo Torolokwanin. Yes, that is a model primary school that was built through an economic stimulus for schools in northern Kenya and pastoral community. Then Minister Elmi was in charge of northern Kenya and those areas. And it is one of the best, under the leadership of Raila Amolo Odinga during the Nusumkate government. And Baba wanted everywhere in Kenya to be brought up in development. Mr. Speaker, Torolokwanin model boarding primary school is one of the best public primary schools in Baringo North constituency. Emitik Academy is the only academy, private academy, in Baringo West. Remember, Mr. Speaker, I'm a member of parliament of 2 sub-counties. So in Baringo West sub-county, Emitik Academy is the best. In public, Torolokwanin is the best. And I like Samburu. Samburu, the great people, the students from Samburu, the Sukuta Marmar. You know, you have difficulties in pronouncing these things, but for us pastoralists, you know how to pronounce. It's called Sukuta Marmar, and it is in Samburu. So, Speaker, I want to congratulate these children from pastoral communities, children that could not have had an opportunity to go to school, but they have an opportunity to reach parliament. So, Speaker, these children, students from these schools, are destined for greatness. If only they work hard and become disciplined, they will find themselves in this house sometime in their future if they work very hard. Mr. Speaker, I wish them success. The director, Manager Suban for Emitik, and Mr. Joel Kilanga, the head teacher of Torolokwanin, and the good friends of mine from Samburu, Sukuta Marmar. All the best as you go back home. Go and work hard. No more strikes in Kenya. No more indiscipline in Kenya. It is Kenya Students for Peace. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Makilap. It would be remiss if I didn't allow the MP for Samburu County to also welcome all the students to the National Assembly.
I was really raising my hand so that I can also get a chance to welcome all the students, and particularly students from Samburu County, Sukuta Marmar Primary School. Mr. Speaker, you know they have traveled so many hours to be here to come and see the proceedings and also to see Kenya, because there are so many things that are not in Samburu, but they are here in Nairobi. So I want to take this chance to welcome them here, plus all the other students to come and see the proceedings of this house. And also I want to encourage them to work hard. We are here today representing them, but tomorrow we expect them to be here. Sukuta Marmar is one of the best public schools in Samburu, which is a very well-performing school, which has a very high population. So I want to welcome them, plus their teachers, those who have accompanied them to this house to see the proceedings, and also wish them success in their trip in all the other places that they visit in when they are still here in Nairobi. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and welcome all the students. Thank you.
Well, it is beautiful to have all the students within the National Assembly, especially on a day a former student or pupil in one of the schools is guiding the chairperson of the House in terms of how to proceed with the committee of the whole House process. You are welcome to the House to observe the proceedings. Yeah, we'll go back to main business.
Clause 12.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 12 be part of the bill. It's an amendment. Chairperson.
Honorable Chair, I propose that clause 12 be amended as per the order paper, and this amendment, Honorable Chair, is just to correct a cross-referencing error and align the grammar in the provisions. Like we are deleting the word chair and putting chairperson.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 12 be amended as proposed. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 12 be amended as proposed. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 12 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 13.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 13 be part of the bill. Chairperson.
Honorable Chair, I propose that clause 13 be amended as per the order paper, and this amendment seeks to align the drafting style and format of the House, Honorable Chair, by subsequently providing a schedule on the conduct of business by the affairs of the board.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 13 be amended as proposed by the chairperson. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 13 be amended as proposed by the chairperson. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 13 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 14.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 14 be part of the bill. Chairperson.
Honorable Chair, I propose that clause 14 be amended as per the order paper, and the amendment seeks to enable the persons who have a management experience in the private institutions to be also qualified to be appointed as a Director General, and also to comply with the Chapter 6 of our Constitution.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 14 be amended as proposed. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 14 be amended as proposed. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 14 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 15.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 15 be part of the bill. Chairperson.
Honorable Chair, the Kenya Fish Marketing Authority, established under clause 201, has been deleted in line with the cabinet directives on the reforms of state corporations, and the amendment seeks to align the provisions of, with the directive by deleting the referencing to the authority and also subsequent transfer of marketing functions to the Kenya Fisheries Service.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 15 be amended as proposed. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 15 be amended as proposed. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 15 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 16.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 16 be part of the bill. Chairperson.
Honorable Chair, clause 16 of the bill be amended as per the order paper, and this one is amending to correct a cross-referencing error where we are referring a first schedule instead of second schedule, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 16 be amended as proposed. Honorable members, I put the question that clause 16 be amended as proposed. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable Millie, you have an amendment to clause 16.
Yes.
Yes.
Chair, I propose that 16 be amended as per the order paper. And Chair, what I'm seeking to do is that the board is given a mandate to provide for a staff superannuation scheme to determine service to the employees of the service. And I'm saying as per the Constitution, it should be in consultation with the Salaries and Remuneration Commission.
Honorable members, I propose
that clause 16 be further amended as proposed by Honorable Millie Odhiambo. Chairperson.
Honorable Chair, I want to plead with the Honorable Millie Odhiambo to drop this amendment because to me it amounts to over-legislation because already our constitution provides that matters to do with salaries, we must consult with the Salaries and the Remuneration Commission. So it's already provided.
Honorable Millie makes good sense.
Chair, it also makes good sense to provide even when it's already there, because even the Bible tells us, remind them even when they know. That's why we are also providing for gender, youth, they're all in the Constitution. It doesn't take away, it only strengthens.
Honorable
So
Charles,
I would actually then encourage the chair to support it.
Honorable Charles Ngusia.
Chair, there is nothing wrong like over legislating. I sit in one of the audit committees and sometimes the CEOs end up doing a lot of errors. So I think what Millie has proposed is very important. We include it here. It doesn't cause any harm or danger, including it, Chair. So I support Millie's amendments.
Yeah, honorable members, I now put the question at clause 16 be further amended as proposed by Honorable Millie. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable members, I now put the question at clause 16 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 17.
Honorable members, I propose the question at clause 17 be part of the bill. Chairperson.
Honorable Chair, proposed that clause 17 be amended as per the order paper. And this one, Honorable Chair, the fisheries being a default function, the amendment seeks to provide an appointment of authorized officers, both at the national and county level, appointed by the Cabinet Secretary and the county CEC in charge of fisheries, respectively.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 17 be amended as proposed. Honorable members, I now put the question at clause 17 be amended as proposed. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 17 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 18.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 18 be part of the bill.
Honorable
Chairperson.
Chair, yes, Honorable Chair, I propose that clause 18 be amended as per the order paper. And this one, Honorable Chair, the position of an honorary fisheries officers are unnecessary and no such officers have been appointed since the enactment of the Act. Hence the proposal to delete this provision. It was, this is a provision, Honorable Chair, that they needed to provide an honorary fisheries officers, which to us, so it is not necessary.
Honorable members, I propose the question at clause 18 be amended as proposed by the chairperson. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 18 be amended as proposed. Will as many as are of the same opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. You see, what it means is that that clause is wholly deleted. And so you don't need to put the final question. Next.
Clause 19.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 19 be part of the bill. Committee chairperson.
Honorable Chair, I propose that clause 19 be amended as per the order paper, and this one is a clean-up, Honorable Chair, with the drafting standards, and further to amend the Amendment 6 to align the title of the Treaty Making and Ratification Act with the new cap number issued under cap 4D.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 19 be amended as proposed.
It's on monitoring, control, and surveillance.
Chair.
Could you give the chairperson the mic just to clarify? Honorable Charles Ngusia, you are not yet recognized. Let the chairperson make the clarification, or you want to inform Honorable Millie?
Honorable Chairperson, I'm saying a cleanup because it uses the initials MSC.
MCS.
MCS, which is, we are just saying a cleanup because we are providing to making it a full monitoring, control, and surveillance unit. Yeah.
Yeah, that being so, and with that clarification, I now put the question that clause 19 be amended as proposed. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 19 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 20.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 20 be part of the bill. Chairperson.
Honorable Chairperson, clause 20 be amended as per the order paper. And this one, Honorable Chairperson, section 8, subsection 1J of the Kenya Coast Guard Service Act, Cap 200, provides that the service shall be deployed in our territorial waters, including the protection of maritime resources, including fisheries. Further, section 9, subsection 2B, gives the Kenya Coast Guard Service the power to stop, enter, board, or inspect, or search any structure, a place, a vessel, or aircraft engaged in or suspected to be engaged in unlawful activity. In this regard, Honorable Chair, the amendment seeks to include the interagencies in the monitoring, control, and surveillance as a representative of Kenya Coast Guard Service in order to enhance the protection given in the Kenya fisheries waters and fishers by inclusion of the service. We are just including the Kenya Coast Guards into the monitoring and control surveillance.
Honorable members, I now propose the question that clause 20 be amended as proposed. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 20 be amended as proposed by the chairperson of the committee. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 20 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 21.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 21 be part of the bill. Is that an amendment? The committee chairperson.
Honorable Chair, I propose that clause 21 be amended as by the order paper, and the amendment seeks to align the title of the Public Finance Management Act with the new cap number issued, which is cap 412A.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 21 be amended as proposed. Honorable members, I now put the question. You want to make a comment? Yes, Honorable Millie.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the navigation space in this house is a challenge. Mr. Speaker, especially for people with my endowment, my Adiamboes. Mr. Speaker, sorry, Chair, I wanted your direction, and I thank the committee for adopting actually my proposed amendments in clause 21. However, I need your direction on how I can then do a further amendment to my amendment. because I propose amendments which they've adopted, but I have a proposed amendment which I'm allowed as a mover to do, which procedurally I'm allowed as a mover to do.
Yes.
But having adopted theirs, now how do I do it? Because I wanted to include the issue which we learned from Ghana last week in the International 11 Ocean Conference, that what we are struggling with in, what I was actually struggling with, and I'm glad that I found it is in the BBJN treaty, which is establishment of standards for ensuring equitable access to fisheries resources, including navigation space, fishing space, and access to other resources. Chair, maybe I can explain this. This is a very critical issue that has emerged since this act was passed, the repealed act. Mr. Speaker, when we were coming with that law, we didn't actually have issues of cage farming. Now we have cage farming, and I'm sure you know it because you also come from a fishing community. But because cage farming has drawn so much interest, what's happening is now even navigation space is becoming a challenge for other users, transport users. And because of that, for those of us who represent, I represent 7 islands, habitable islands. Sometimes when you're moving from island to island, you get late. When you are coming in the night, because the boats don't use light, the coxswain uses their memory to navigate. But because you have all these cages all over, many times you almost hit a cage. So we need spacing for cages, but also, Honorable Karoli, I request that you allow the chair to listen to this. I showed actually the CS and the PS, the relevant PS last week, that our hotel proprietor...
Honorable Millie, you are making quite some sense.
Yes.
I hear you to say that the chairperson has moved amendments which incorporate what were your proposed amendments
but
in terms of what is in
further, yes, but I need
yes.
to do a further amendment.
Now,
so how do I go about it?
What I would guide is that you draft the text of the amendment you propose as further amendment. I will grant you leave to do so.
Thank you.
And you engage the chair as we proceed to consider the amendments he has proposed.
Thank you.
Do we have any members seeking to contribute to the amendments proposed by the chair?
Chair.
There being none, honorable members, I therefore proceed to put the question that clause 21 be amended as proposed by the chairperson. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable Millie, I'm not putting the final question because I want to hear you on your proposed further amendment.
Yes, Chair. In my proposed further amendments, I was actually explaining that one of the challenges that we now face, a hotel proprietor from Suba North, Kalitu Kaseu, she actually told me...
Why don't you start by moving
okay.
the amendment Chair, in the text?
Let me move the amendment that we add the words. We delete in the committee's proposed amendment, which is similar to mine. You provide the establishment of standards for ensuring equitable access to fisheries resources, including navigation space, fishing space, then you delete the word and, access to other resources, and a 7 nautical mile space for cage. Maybe for cages, the legal drafter can help with that. At 12, let me see if I'd written somewhere here.
Yes, Honorable Millie, in terms of procedure, I'm looking at our standing orders 133, sub-order 10.
Yes, Chair, actually...
Because of the handicap there...
I have the words. I have the words in my computer. I'll write.
I want to guide that noting the provisions of standing order number 133, particularly substanding order 10, we put the final question, you can recommit. You can recommit this so that we have the text prior to its being moved, instead of having to halt all the proceedings. Yes.
Yeah, my understanding of procedure is that any amendment that is done must be in writing. So what I would request the Honorable Millie is that we recommit, then you do the text properly in writing, and then when we are done, we go back to it and adopt it. And I think that would be neater.
Yeah. In fact, the guidance Honorable Owen is giving is the guidance the chairperson is giving from where I sit. That instead of halting all proceedings as we wait for the text to be drawn and approved, then present it to the desk. I may grant you leave to move it if it is ready. Could you consult? This being the committee of the whole house, I will allow that consultation. Do you have students on the speakers gallery? Yes, honorable members, permit me to interrupt in the proceedings to welcome a number of schools and institutions visiting the National Assembly to observe the proceedings. In the Speaker's Gallery, we have Moi Girls Isinya from Kajiado East Constituency, Kajiado County. Also in the Speaker's Gallery, Suguta Consolata School from Samburu West Constituency, Samburu County. In the Speaker's Gallery, we have Aldai Girls School from Aldai Constituency, Washington Gishu County. And then we have Mboru Comprehensive School, Mwingi Central, Kitui County. All the visiting students, their teachers, and guardians are welcome to the National Assembly to observe the proceedings. You've come to the House when we are undertaking what is called Committee of the Whole House, which I know you study in your schools. At the Committee of the Whole House, we go through a proposed law called a bill, word by word, paragraph by paragraph, punctuation by punctuation, and make amendments so that the ultimate bill is in consonance with public interest, with the law, and is clean in terms of text and the intention of the law. I know you've been taught in your schools that the lawmaking processes go through first reading, second reading, committee of the whole house, then third reading, and it ends there. We are in the committee of the whole house, after which we'll go to third reading. The first reading is about notification to the public and to the members that a bill will be coming up for consideration soon. In the second reading, we do general debate on a bill. At the committee of the whole, we now comb the law to ensure that it is in the text and everything is right about what it goes if it were to be passed at the third stage. So all the schools are indeed welcome to the House to observe proceedings. Honorable Millie will now have the mic to move her amendment.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I propose a further amendment to the Chair's amendment to clause 21. Which part of clause 21? The new paragraph immediately after paragraph J, establishment of standards for ensuring equitable access to fisheries resources, including navigation space, fishing space, access to other resources, including. Now my computer is disappearing. Including the establishment of an inshore exclusive zone. We have agreed with the chair of the committee because I wanted to provide for nautical miles, but the committee has requested that they be given time to determine what nautical miles are appropriate. So that's my proposal, so that even when you are doing cage farming, it does not encroach on other businesses, so that hotel business, tourism is not interfered with. Let cage farming be much further offshore to other
Honorable
businesses.
Millie, are you dealing with cage farming here in the ocean or in inland waters?
I'm giving that as an example. That's why we are not putting nautical
I'm
miles,
asking that question, Honorable Millie, because as you remember, the chairperson of the Committee of the Whole is an expert on law of the sea.
Yes.
And exclusive economic zone
Yes.
is part of the sea area, not internal waters, but sea areas to which a state is entitled to going up to 200 nautical miles into the sea.
Chair.
So if you are intending it for Lake Victoria, Lake Turkana, and others, exclusive economic zone would not be the right
Chair,
word
I'm
to
actually
use.
not talking of exclusive. I know you are an expert.
Yes.
I'm not talking of an exclusive economic zone. The fisheries sector keeps evolving. And we were just last week in Mombasa, and under the BBJ Treaty, and other, which is actually under agreement, which has actually come up under the law of the Sea Convention, they establish what is called an inshore exclusive zone. It's not exclusive economic zone. It's an inshore exclusive zone.
Okay.
That is separate from the economic zone.
Honorable members, I now propose the question that clause 21 be amended further as proposed by the Honorable Millie Odhiambo. The Honorable Dr. Otiende Amolo, Senior Counsel.
Thank you, Chairman. Chairman, I want to understand this a little more, because when the Honorable Millie Odhiambo talked of the 7 nautical miles, and given the way our lake particularly is, there are parts, for example, the Gulf of Asembo Bay, that if you have such limitations, then there can be no cage fishing at all. And so bearing that in mind, I would worry about any provision that comes to numbers in terms of nautical miles. Secondly, just as you pointed out, and I think I agree with Honorable Millie, we must have a way of regulating cage fishing in a way that they coexist, but not in a way that disables it completely. And I'm worried that if we go the way of those provisions of how much space, there are places, therefore, that cage fishing will have to be restricted completely. So I wanted to hear from the chair a little more of what now the chair was saying they've agreed on, a phraseology that does not in its entirety disable the possibility of cage fishing in narrower parts of the lake.
The Honorable Ruth Odinga, Member of Parliament for Kisumu.
Thank you. Thank you, Speaker. Mine also is to concur a bit with what my colleague, Honorable Tienda Mola said. Because when we are talking about the nautical miles, with this narrow gulf that we have, it might not be possible. But secondly, when we are talking about that, we should also look at the idea that some of the fish caging, the areas that you are saying we must move to, we might have problems because of the lack of space, which causes the oxygen to be not there in these areas. So we need to look at this very keenly, because we are sitting on a gulf. We are not sitting in the lake, which is like the Uganda side, which has got so much space that you can go further like 7 nautical miles. I thought that the list was 5 nautical miles that we could do. But if we now say we are not even doing 5 nautical miles up to 7, we might get to have a problem. I think we need to look at this thing more keenly before and have some more research done on it. Thank you.
Yes, for all clarity, members, 7 nautical miles is about 13 kilometers. It's actually 12.9, around 12.94 kilometers. So what Honorable Mill, in terms of consequence, is proposing is that there will be no cage fishing from the shore deep up to nearly 13 kilometers, which I don't know the stretch of our gap from bay to bay, if you consider Lake Victoria in particular, will permit. Yes.
Thank you, Chair. On this discussion, I would want to know clearly, are we just talking about the lakes, or whatever the amendment passed here will also apply to the seas and oceans? Because if it is extended there, then the scenario changes completely, where we are having oil tankers and major ships and all yachts going through, and you are pushing those cages there. So this amendment, is it for lakes, or is supposed to apply to all water bodies? Thank you, Chair.
The Honorable Owen Bayer before Honorable Millie Odhiambo.
Honorable Chair, I want to say this. You see, this amendment, if passed, may hinder caging in a place which is very popular for caging, like the Mida Creek. The Mida Creek is not even 10 kilometers. It's around 7 kilometers. And a lot of fish caging is done there. So if we put that clause here, Honorable Chair, then we are saying we should not do caging. In rivers, for example, most of our rivers are not more than, like the Galana River, where fish caging happens, especially for prawns and all that, is around 6 kilometers, where our caging is taking place. So if we put that restriction in the law, then you are outlawing caging in those areas. So I think Honorable Millie needs to drop that amendment and we go by what is available.
Now, Honorable Millie Odhiambo will have the last bite. Before I put the question.
Thank you, Chair. I encourage members to listen carefully. We have actually consulted with the Chair. And what we have agreed, because of those concerns you are saying, I wanted to put nautical miles, but even the legal draft has advised that if we put nautical miles, they vary between lakes and ocean. So we cannot put, like for instance, Ghana has put 12 nautical miles, but it's for the ocean. I was actually advised that for the lake area, you put around 6. But you see, we need to also prove which one. I was actually sending the Coast Guards, literally to go and survey and give. But because we don't have that answer yet, we are actually just saying, establishing the principle that we need the inshore exclusive zone. That is the main aim for it, is to protect artisanal, small-scale, and recreational fishing. The ordinary mama mboga of the lake, that's the one we are protecting. But we are not providing for the nautical miles, which should then come by regulation. So that's what I'm suggesting, that we set the principle, but then we will have then to define what inshore exclusive zone is. So when we come to to clause 2, we will define what an inshore exclusive zone, not by defining it by nautical miles, but by saying that it is, say, a preferential access area, depending on the river, the lake, or the ocean, that will be determined by regulation.
Thank you, Honorable Millie. Honorable members, I hope you understand the clarity. Honorable Millie is proposing a deletion of the following words to the clause. Deletion of the words "and 7 nautical miles" for cage fishing immediately after the words "resources," and inserting the words "establishment of an inshore exclusive economic zone." Yes, inshore exclusive zone at the end there, without specifying the distance. And she's saying that will now be defined when we go back to clause 2.
Honorable members, with that clarification, I now put the question at clause, yes.
What are we looking at? Clause 21?
Yes.
As amended by the chair?
Yes.
Or clause as amended by Millie? Which one are we looking at?
Now, Honorable Millie is proposing a further amendment to clause 21 as previously amended by the chairperson of the relevant committee.
So can we circulate that amendment so that we do not make a mistake on our understanding from our verbatim?
Do you want me to require Honorable Millie to read the amendment again?
No, sir, we also look at the text.
Yeah, Honorable Millie, for the comfort of Honorable Owen Bayer and for his convenience, please read the amendment again so that I put the question.
Establishment of standards for ensuring equitable access to fisheries resources, including navigation space, fishing space, access to other resources, including an inshore exclusive zone. Period.
It's clear and makes sense now. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 21 be amended as proposed by Honorable Millie. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 21 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clauses 22 and 23.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clauses 22 and 23 be part of the bill. Honorable members, there being no amendments, I put the question that clauses 22 and 23 be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 24.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 24 be part of the bill. Chairperson.
Honorable Chair, I propose that clause 24 be amended as per the order paper, and the amendment seeks to align the title of the Public Audit Act with the new cap number issued, which that is a cap number 412B.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 24 be amended as proposed by the chairperson. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 24 be amended as proposed by the chairperson. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 24 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 25.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 25 be part of the bill. Chairperson.
Honorable Chair, I propose that clause 25 be amended as per the order paper, and this amendment seeks to correct a cross-referencing error, Honorable Chair, where we are referring to sub 26(2), sub-article 2 instead of 24 sub-article 2.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 25 be amended as proposed. The Honorable Dr. Otiende Amolo, Senior Counsel.
Chairman, I just want a clarification and confirmation from the chair that there was proper consideration of this clause 25. When it prescribes the period as 4 months after the close of the fiscal year, did the committee consider the consistency within the period of audit? Because I believe that the period of audit is usually, is it within 3 months? And this one is reading 4 months. Just some clarity.
Honorable Chairperson.
A minute, Honorable Chair.
Yes, Honorable Chairperson is permitted to make necessary consultations. So accountability is a national value and principle of governance. And audit is part of it. The Honorable Charles Ngusia, you want to speak to the proposed amendment or the clause?
Just to add my voice, and I concur in totality with what my colleague has said. Actually, it is 3 months across. So I think we need to align this with the other agencies so that we can actually be on the same page. So, Chair, I support what Honorable Otiende Amolo has suggested. It's 3 months.
Honorable Chairperson of the relevant committee, would you give us your consideration?
Honorable Chair, I've consulted, and the truth should be 3 months instead of 4.
Yeah, so you want to move the amendment in amended form?
In an amended form, Honorable Chair,
Please
so that
do.
Instead of 3 months, instead of 4 months, it is 3 months.
Honorable members, I now propose the question, I think I'll propose it again, that clause 25 be amended as proposed by the chairperson of the relevant committee. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 25 be amended as proposed by the chairperson of the relevant committee. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 25 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Yes.
Clause 26.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 26 be part of the bill. The chairperson of the relevant committee.
Yes, Honorable Chair, I propose that clause 26 be amended as per the order paper, and the amendment aligns with the provisions of the establishment of Fish Levy Development Fund, which has a similar objects as Fisheries Research and Development Fund. The Fisheries Research and Development Fund is yet to be established, Honorable Chair, since the enactment of the Fisheries Management and Development Act 2016, hence the proposal to delete the provisions and transfer its purpose to the Development Fund.
Yeah, before I propose the question for debate, let me guide that if this amendment is carried forth, the amendment proposed by the Honorable Millie shall collapse. And so I now proceed to propose the question that clause 26 be amended as proposed by the chairperson. The Honorable Millie Odhiambo Mabona.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, you do notice that I agree with the Chair in principle that it may not be necessary maybe to run the two funds because they are fairly similar. However, my proposed amendment was to include as part of the things that the fund should do was to support artisanal fishers. And Chair, I would want to request if the Chair would be agreeable, because I'm proposing a fund to support artisanal fishers, because a lot of times, our local people don't have money even to purchase boats. It's actually the investors who come from outside the country who own boats. So if we actually want to move to Singapore, we can only move to Singapore if our people actually facilitate. Secondly, Chair, a lot of times they get accidents in the lake. Even now in one of my beaches called Litare Beach, today we are doing a fundraiser to bury 2 people who drowned at that beach. But normally it's their business as the people of those beaches to deal with that. So I'm requesting if the Chair could then adopt, because I've looked at his amendment, it does not carry forward mine, which is that the fund should also support artisanal fishers. So that it doesn't just have an ocean approach. We are small as a lake, but we are also a lake. We are waters. Please consider our artisanal fishers as well.
Chairperson, for the benefit of the House, would you elaborate further why you are proposing the total deletion of clause 26, which establishes the Fisheries Research and Development Fund?
Honorable Chair, because if you check the next, which is clause 27, that is where we are now establishing the fund, which is actually we are restructuring the existing fund, Honorable Chair, which is a Fish Levy Trust Fund, and we are restructuring in this new bill to Fish Levy Development Fund. So, which Honorable Chair is going to take care of all, including the addition of fishers, which are Honorable Mele. If you check on the regulation, Honorable Chair, because these collections, when after collections, there is a way, even the regulation, how it is divided between the national government and the county government. And when it goes even to the government, Honorable Chair, this is where even including the BMUs, those management and also those small fisheries, Honorable Chair, will benefit from this fund.
Yes, the Honorable Millie Odhiambo.
Chair, I wish to plead with the chairman. Chair, I'm also an expert in mainstreaming issues of marginalized groups, including women, including marginalized communities. And in the blue economy, the fisher folk of the lake are actually a marginalized community. They are being treated as a footnote. When you take them to regulations, they are a footnote. As a lawyer, I know the import of having an issue mentioned on the main bill. Can you kindly just add taking care of artisanal fishers on the main one, so then I can drop my proposed fund, which I know you are not very happy with. Because I'd want us to have a fund for artisanal fishers, to help our poor fishermen. And so that we know that they are taken care of, that you put just support artisanal fishers.
Yes, the Honorable Karoli Omondi.
Honorable Chair, I would like to support Honorable Millie Odhiambo on this issue. I've looked carefully at the proposed, we have not reached there, but I've looked at the use of the funds to be collected under the proposed Fish Levy Trust Fund. And if you read all of them, there is no provision capturing what she's saying, which is making available credit facilities to artisanal fishermen, isn't it? For purposes of buying boats, fishing nets, or even training themselves. So that is missing. I think we need a clause there. Even to buttress what she's saying, we also need a clause dealing with issues of, we normally have tragedies happening in the lake. People dying, drowning, emergency rescue, ambulances, all those kind of things. I think we should cover them somewhere here. So I just want to support what Honorable Millie is saying and urge the chairman that we need to expand the use of the levy proceeds. And I hope they will not be securitized going forward.
Yeah, what I heard, Honorable Karoli, what I heard the chairperson of the relevant committee say, in terms of explanation, was that he is proposing the deletion of clause 26 because it duplicates what is proposed in clause 27. As I was hearing him to be saying, we should delete clause 26 and any concerns like the ones Honorable Millie is raising be taken thereafter to clause 27. Did I hear you correctly, Chair?
That is, Honorable Chair, that's why I've even consulted with Honorable Millie that now, including the additional people to benefit from this fund under 27, which I'm going to move now a further amendment in consultation with the Honorable Millie so that we can include them in this fund.
The Honorable Dr. Otiende Amolo.
I am okay with that because I was going to speak to it, but we need to agree on the terminology. You know, the initial amendments by Honorable Millie refer to artisanal fisheries. People have referred to artisanal fisher folk. There's artisanal fishing. So let's just, yes, and fishers. Let's just settle and then insert it. I think the place for it would be this clause 27.3. And I agree that we need to mention them. We can work around having regulations in terms of how it works, but unless it's mentioned, it will not cover the artisanal.
But Honorable Amolo, I want to remind the members that the chairperson of the relevant committee is a pastoralist, not a fisherman. The Honorable Dr. Ruth Odinga, the MP for Kisumu County.
Actually, Mr. Speaker, I wanted just to agree with what Honorable Millie said on artisanal. But I don't know whether the artisanal fisher folk or artisanal, whatever they are calling it, also includes the women, youth, and people with disabilities under that artisanal. And if we can be very clear that they are included, because those are the people I represent, and I would like to know if artisanal also, actually that clause of artisanal includes them. Secondly, I would like to inform my chair that BMUs at the beach management units are actually still very informal. They've not been formalized, and we need to do something about them. By saying that they're part of this, I don't think is correct, because BMUs are still one of the people that we need to strengthen.
Yeah, so Honorable, I think we are agreed, Honorable members, in principle, that we can make a decision with respect to the amendment proposed by the chair as we seek to enrich clause 27. Can I put the question now? Yes, the Honorable Owen Bayer.
You know, Honorable the Chair, my views are important because I come from among fisher folk. I'm not a fisherman, but I come among fisher folk because my village is surrounded by fishermen. But I want to say this. Much as I agree with what Millie is saying, we include artisanal fisher folk, or fishers, let's just use the fishers, in the law. And it's important that we just actually deliberately do that. With a deliberate move, we do that. But also, I am tempted to think, as we move to 27, that can they be exempted from paying the artisanal fishers? Because I have gone to part 1 and I've read who is an artisanal fishing means small-scale traditional fisheries that may be carried out for subsistence. And I want to end there, for subsistence. Then when we are coming to levies, then this person also must pay the levies. So we are giving with the left hand and taking away with the right hand. Can we deliberately exempt artisanal fishers from paying the levy?
The Honorable Owen Bayer, you are bringing a dimension which I believe Honorable Millie and Honorable Dr. Otiende Amolo will be considering as we go to 27. And I think it is a debate for clause 27. Allow me, therefore, honorable members, to put the question that clause 26 be amended as proposed by the chairperson. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Because the consequence of that amendment is deletion, I'm not putting the question that that clause be part of the bill. Next. Honorable members, again, let me interrupt the proceedings to welcome students from a number of institutions to the National Assembly. The students are both in the Speaker's Gallery and the Public Gallery. In the Speaker's Gallery, we have Father Kun Academy from Chesumei constituency, Nandi County, and Jagor Primary School from Marakwet East constituency, Elgeyo Marakwet County. In the Public Gallery, we have Mwihoko Comprehensive School from Ruiru constituency, Kiambu County. And then we have Fellison's School from Kapseret constituency in Gishu County. Students from those institutions, their teachers and those accompanying them are welcome to the National Assembly to observe the proceedings on this day that the chairperson, in respect of the bill we are considering, is a member of parliament, actually the member of parliament from Marakwet West, the Honorable Kangogo Bowen. We are in the committee of the whole house. It is a flexible stage at which we read a proposed law word for word, punctuation by punctuation, paragraph by paragraph, and we correct it before we go to the third reading.
Clause 27.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 27 be part of the bill. The chairperson, the Honorable Kangogo Bowen, will move his amendment.
Honorable Chair, clause 27 be amended as per the order paper. And Honorable Chair, this amendment restructures the fish levy trust fund into a fish levy development fund, and further provides a manner in which the levy will be distributed for the purpose of accountability, including the purpose of research, innovation, and blue economy, and fisheries by the Kenya Marine and Fisheries Institute, that is a KEMFRI, Honorable Chair, and provision of the monitoring and surveillance. And Honorable Chair, in consultation with the members, I'm going to move a further amendments on the same clause 27, which is the purpose of the fund, Honorable Chair, to include on, that is number 3, the purpose of the fund. Number B, provides a funding for activities geared towards the management, governance, development, feedstock assessment, research, capacity building, awards, and urgent mitigation to ensure sustainability of fisheries resources, and also additional fishing, Honorable Chair, and further to clause 27, number C, to amend the percentage from 20 to 10%. Honorable Chair, that 10% is to additional fishing programs, including the credit facilities and the emergency interventions. So that Honorable Chair now takes care of all what the Honorable Member is talking about, the additional visual folks, Honorable Chair, and so that now they are included in this fund, Honorable Chair. And the Honorable Chair, as I move, I want to, yes, even Carol is a 2-term now. Yes, so Honorable Chair, as I move, Honorable Chair, I also want to welcome to Court Primary School from my constituency, Honorable Chair. It is the best school in Elgeyo Marakwet County, Honorable Chair, and if the ranking of primary schools were to be done today, Honorable Chair, I'm very sure the school would be #1 countrywide. This is a school, Honorable Chair, last year took about almost the entire grade 9 to national school. So congratulations and welcome to Parliament. I think I'll see them later because I'm now too busy with this, with the bill.
Yeah, today, the Honorable Kangogo, you cannot leave the house until we are done with the bill. Otherwise, the business of the house will come to a stop. But it's great you come from the same place as the students we have welcomed. Yes, Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 27 be amended as proposed by the chairperson of the relevant committee. The Honorable Millie Odhiambo.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I wish to strongly support. Indeed, Chair, you have seen where Honorable Karoli Omondi is seated. He almost jumped saying 2-term because of the provision that has been made for artisanal fishers and even by providing percentages. Chair, this now I can see that the spirit of better is actually now being grounded. In Atoka bottom, oh sorry, I'm supposed to speak one language. It comes from the bottom going up so that our fishermen can also have resources that can help them in terms of difficulties, in terms of challenges. If it were not that the president was from your backyard, I would have said Honorable Kagongo for president because of this provision. But because, no, 2032, we will fight it out with you. But you have brought a very good amendment, and I support fully. Thank you.
The Honorable Kasim Tandasa.
Thank you, Chair. One, from the committee, I support the amendment by my chairman. But I would want to add a rider here when it will come to the definition of an artisanal fisherman. Remember, it is in this house that we initially had provided funds for marginalized area, and then all of a sudden, every area became marginalized, benefiting from the same funds. There was a time we had the issue of equalization fund, meant for particular counties, and now every county is benefiting from the equalization fund. So my problem with the definition I'm worried that it'll come a point whereby even those with big boats and the who also benefit, pretending to be artisanal fishers. So the issue of definition, who will be the artisanal fisher, who will benefit? We have those subsistence fishermen in the lakes, in the oceans, and we know them. But I'm worried about that definition, Chair. Thank you.
The Honorable Dr. Otiende Amolo is recognized.
Thank you. Chair, first, I fully support this amendment and the further amendment. And I want to put my colleagues' mind to rest that fortunately, so far, the bill defines artisanal fishing, and it also defines artisanal fishing vessel. And this definition, I think, will be quite helpful. Chairman, we say that we want to jointly get to Singapore on our way to Canaan. But what will take us there is this artisanal fishing, artisanal mining, those small-scale things that Kenyans do. That is what will collectively, take us forward, as opposed to the big companies, the foreign companies, that then come and exploit our resources, but they don't go to Singapore, Canaan, they go back where they've come from. For us, we want to get to Canaan through Singapore, and this is the way. Thank you.
The Honorable Mishi Mboko.
Asante Mheshimiwa Spika, na mimi niunge mkono mageuzi haya ambayo yamewekwa katika mswada huu, kwa sababu itawasaidia wakulima wetu wa uvuvi ili waweze kuwa na rasilimali ambazo zitawasaidia kukidhi zile changamoto walizonazo, na wao waweze kuboresha kilimo hichi cha uvuvi, kwa sababu tunajua wavuvi wetu wachanga wadogo wana matatizo mengi sana na hawawezi kufikia kilimo cha kibiashara cha uvuvi kama hawatapata rasilimali kama hizi. Lakini pia niunge maneno ya Mheshimiwa Tandaza ya kwamba lazima tuzingatie hawa wanaopata faida hii ni wale wachanga wadogo, na isije ikuwa tunazidi kuwaboresha wale ambao tayari wamepata utajiri mkubwa sana kupitia kilimo hichi cha uvuvi. Kwa hivyo naunga mkono sana, nikiwa natoka kule pwani ambapo tuna bahari na tuna wavuvi. Asante sana.
Yeah, the Honorable Harry Kombi.
Asante mwenyekiti, hata nami nipate nafasi ya kuunga mkono marekebisho ambayo yamefanywa kwa mswada huu. Hakika hazina ambayo imebuniwa ni hazina ambayo itawafaidi hata wale wadogo. Lakini cha kusisitiza sana ni hawa wadogo ni kina nani. Ikaweze kuwekwa wazi ili kwamba kusije wengine wakaja wakaingizwa hapo ndani kama ilivyokuwa na hiyo hazina nyingine ya equalization. Hapa Mheshimiwa Spika, ni kusisitiza tu ya kwamba hazina hii ikaweze kuwafikia hata wale watu wadogo, wale wavuvi wa chini. Hapo tutakuwa tunaweza kuinua maisha ya jamii. Asante mwenyekiti.
The Honorable Farah Malim, Deputy Speaker Emeritus. The Honorable Owen Bayer.
To clean up a few things here, which I have noticed. If you go to the amendment on page number 1560 of the order paper, 1560, are we there? It says,